Hey everyone, Brittany here, and today we are going to talk about how to check things off your to-do list without the overwhelm. That's what we're talking about today. So if you are new here, or if you haven't done this yet and you like this video, go ahead and like it and then subscribe. And then if you also click the bell, you'll actually get notified when new videos come out. So that's fun, right? All right, so let's get started. How to check off that to-do list, get things accomplished without the overwhelm. So first I want to tell you a story. So this is like my first year teaching, so it's probably about 6 years ago. And as a first year teacher, I was completely overwhelmed. I had way too much to do, and I felt like no matter what I checked off my to-do list, I was adding 5 more. Like, I got this done, but now I need to do this, this, and this. And what happened is I just got to feeling really tired, right? Like, I don't have the energy to do all of these things. Burned out. I was working like crazy. Like, I was getting to school at like 5:30 in the morning. I was beating the custodian there. I was staying late, and I was still feeling like I was never getting anything done. And I would work, like when I would get holiday breaks or anything like that, I would work like so much throughout the break. And then, but it was never enough, right? And it just created that mentality of like never enough. And I would go back to work after a break, and I would feel very disappointed in myself. I would feel like instead of feeling refreshed and rejuvenated and ready to start up again, I would just feel like drained. And I'd be like, I worked all break, and yet I still have this, and this to do. So my next year, well, not really my second year because I was still trying to navigate, but it was better. It was definitely better. But then the year after that, I was like, I need to create some balance, some boundaries with it, right? And so I would like go on breaks and I would be like, I'm not planning on getting anything done for work, right? Which was fantastic because if I got something done, then I felt like really accomplished and like proud versus feeling like drained or never enough, right? It's just a different mentality for like the never enough mentality versus like, oh, I wasn't planning on getting anything done, but I did, like I got a lot done and I wasn't even planning on it. Or I got one thing done, or I was fine with not getting anything done because that's what my expectation was, right? So I want to talk about how can we though still get a lot done, right? Because when I wasn't doing anything on breaks, I was still managing to get the things done that I needed to get done. Maybe some things went by the wayside, but not everything, right? So we're going to talk about that. So let's see. First things first. Not my juice, but okay. First thing is what I do is I do like a 5-finger. What are my top 5 things? Like I look at work, house, kids, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what are the top 5 most important things? Because that's all my brain can handle. And the nice thing about that is it makes you prioritize, right? And if you get those 5 things done, then you feel like relief, and you can always add more things after you get those 5 things done. And the nice thing about 5 things is you can do that can be all day. Like I'm just going to get these 5 things done throughout the whole day and then I'm done. Or it could be like within 2 hours, right? Like I have 2 hours, I'm going to get these 5 things done. Another thing I do is I color code my lists. And I do this more for teaching versus like at home, but it works for all aspects of your life. So the first thing is red. And those are things that are like needs to get done like right now, today, right? So things with hard deadlines. Like for teaching, for example, like if I have an email that I need to get sent out to parents giving information about the very next day, then that's a red, right? That's my top 5 because that's a red thing that needs to get done. It needs to happen today, right? Or as soon as possible. And then I have my yellows, which are like, they're so important they still need to get done, but it's not like maybe it's in 2 weeks or it's something I need to start, right? But it's not like right now. Okay. And then my green is actually, I call it my high hopes list, right? It's like all of these things I want to do and would be great. But if I don't get to them immediately or if I don't get them done at all, it's not going to like make or break, right? And then to me, that's a mindset thing. Like, oh, it's on my high hopes list. So I'm not getting hard or down on myself if it doesn't get done right away, right? And then if I do get to that point, then I'm feeling super accomplished because I got to my green list. Or the green list, there are some things that it's like I can do in little chunks of time. Like, oh, I have 5 minutes. I can do that real quick, right? Okay, so color code, top 5. Next suggestion, know when you can multitask and when you cannot. Okay, so I want to give, so anything that involves like brain power, cognitive brain power for me, or creative juice, I cannot multitask. So this is like lesson planning, budgeting, writing content, writing emails, things like that. Like I need to be focused in because I can't do 2 things at once. Like even teaching, sometimes I'm like, I can't write and talk to the kids at the same time, or I can't take notes and listen to a speaker at the same time. I can't multitask there. Okay. Where I can is like doing dishes and listening to an audiobook, right? Taking the dogs for a walk and listening to a book, something like that, where one of the activities is pretty mindless and the other one, like, I can put, set my focus on. I have a great example of this, and it's with folding laundry. So I've learned after many, 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 many years of something that does not work for me, I've learned that I can sit and fold laundry and listen to an audiobook or a podcast or anything that I can listen to just fine. Get the laundry done, put away, no big deal. What I cannot do is fold laundry and watch TV. Because what happens is I watch an entire movie and it takes me an entire movie to get like a half a load of laundry done. Okay. So kind of being able to look at your list and be like, I can do these 2 things together. This is going to take my full mental capabilities, right? So with that, when you realize the things you cannot multitask is time block. And what does that mean? That means you set a timer, right? This has been a huge game changer for me. Mommy, I can't find in a minute. My daughter. Right. Okay. Time block. So what does that mean? I set a timer. So if like I need to focus on something, but I know I have 5 things to do in an hour or 2 hours, I set a timer for 15 minutes. I'm like, okay, I got 15 minutes to check my emails. Okay, I have 15 minutes to do the dishes. Okay, I have 15 minutes to make copies. I have 15 minutes to, write this blog post. And even if I don't get it done within that 15 minutes, it allows my brain to be like, this is what we're doing, right? And it helps eliminate some of those distractions. Nope, you're not doing anything else. You're doing this for 15 minutes. Then you can do that. And if you need more time, like it takes you longer, like if I write emails and I have more time, like it only took me 10 minutes instead of 15, then I'm like, yes, I have 5 minutes. Or if it's like I get through the 15 minutes and I'm like, oh, I'm not done yet, then I just either reset the timer and I do 15 minutes again, or I'm like, oh, I think I can do it in 5 or 10. But again, it teaches our brain like this is what we're doing, right? And it helps us zone out all of the other distractions. And I even use it for social media because like you get sucked into the scroll or Pinterest, right? And then next thing you know, you're like, oh my God, it's been like 45 minutes and I've done nothing, right? So I will even like, if I'm noticing that, I'll set a timer and I'm like, oh, I can be on Facebook for 15 minutes and then I'm done, or something like that. And my final one is to focus on the things you've accomplished, not what's left on your list. Okay, so focus on the things you did get done, not on all of the things on your list, right? And I've even had it where, or I've heard of people where they actually like, they have their to do and they actually rip them out one at a time so that they can only focus on one thing, right? And that's kind of like crossing it off. But, oh, my ear, sorry guys, my ear is like plugged. Like really think about like before you go to bed or, at the end of your workday, instead of thinking like, oh my God, I still have so much to do, right? It's like, oh, what did you do today? I did this, 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 and this. And it can be big accomplishments. It can be the smallest accomplishments, like, I did the dishes, or I, picked up toys off the floor, or I wrote that person that email that I've been meaning to write and haven't got to. Okay. I'm telling you, it's going to change your perspective and it's amazing. Okay. So there you go. Those are the things that you can do to help you check off all those things on your to-do list without feeling like overwhelmed and then getting in that like never enough mindset, right? We want to feel accomplished. When you feel accomplished, that changes your energy and then you can actually get more done. It's amazing. All right. You guys have the best day. Oh, and before I let you go, if you want to hear more tips and tricks for productivity and being intentional and creating balance so that you can work and be the homemaker without driving yourself crazy, I have a group just for that. It's called Mindful and Motivated Moms, and I'll put the link in the description for you. I'll see you guys in there. You have a fantastic day.